sneezed during the Pledge of Allegiance and got sent to the principal for disrespecting the flag. Don't you hate when your own body sets you up? We were doing the pledge. Same thing we do every morning. Hand on heart, face the flag, pretend to care. I was zoned out thinking about what I was going to eat for lunch when I felt something tickle my nose. I didn't think anything of it. Then the tickle moved. Something was crawling inside my nostril. A fly. A fly had flown directly into my nose and was now trying to set up camp in my nasal cavity. My face immediately started twitching. You know that pre-sneeze face? Where your eyes get all squinty and your mouth hangs open? I was stuck like that for a solid 3 seconds. I tried to breathe through it, tried to pinch my nose, but my body wasn't having it. The first sneeze came out so loud the kid next to me flinched. The second one made me double over. The third one sent me stumbling backward into a desk. The fourth one, I honestly blacked out for the fourth one. When I opened my eyes, the whole class was staring at me. My nose was running. My eyes were watering. I looked like I'd been pepper sprayed. Mrs. Inveris had stopped mid-pledge. Her hand was still on her heart, but her face was twisted up like she'd just watched me commit a crime. This woman had an American flag shower curtain. I know because she told us. She told us a lot of things about how much she loved this country, and right now she was looking at me like I was a terrorist. Excuse me? Mrs. Veris walked toward me with her hand still on her heart. What do you have to say for yourself? A fly flew up my nose. A fly. Yes, it flew into my nostril, and I couldn't stop sneezing. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she turned to the class. Did anyone see a fly? Nobody moved. One kid in the back shrugged. She turned back to me. No one saw a fly. Because it was inside my principal. Now, I grabbed my stuff and left. No way this would go anywhere. But when I got to the office, Mrs. Veris was already there. I don't know how. I didn't see her pass me. This woman must have teleported. Have a seat, Principal Morales said. I sat. This student, Mrs. Veris pointed at me like I was evidence, deliberately disrupted the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. I sneezed 4 times. It was a big fly. Principal Morales sighed. Mrs. Veris is requesting that we call your parents. For sneezing? For what she's describing as a pattern of unpatriotic behavior. A pattern? I've never done anything. Mrs. Veris pulled out her phone. I have notes. October 12th, he yawned during a moment of silence for Veterans Day. November 3rd, he asked if he could use the bathroom during the national anthem at a pep rally. And now this. She had notes. This woman had been keeping notes on me. I'm going to call your father, Principal Morales said. This is insane. That may be, but I'm still calling your father. He dialed. Mrs. Veris sat down across from me, arms folded, looking satisfied. 15 minutes later, the door opened. My dad walked in wearing his Marine Corps uniform. He'd come straight from base. Mrs. Veris froze, like full statue mode. Her arms were still crossed, her back was still straight, but her face glitched like her brain was loading. I didn't blame her. My dad had that effect on people. He didn't look angry. That was the scary part. He just looked curious. All right, he said, sitting down next to me. What's happening? Mrs. Veris jumped in before Principal Morales could answer. Your son disrupted the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. He sneezed 4 times in a row, deliberately, while the rest of us were honoring our flag. I've documented previous incidents, and I want this on his permanent record. A fly flew up my nose, I added. My dad looked at me. A fly? A fly. He turned back to Mrs. Veris. A sneeze. Because of a fly. And you think that was deliberate? I do. My dad rubbed his chin. Ma'am, have you ever served? No, but I have tremendous respect for. I have. 22 years. 3 tours. Remote bases where we couldn't do the pledge because we were too busy trying not to die. He paused. I've seen a lot of disrespect to the flag in my life. Actual disrespect. You know what I've never seen? A sneeze being one of them. I have notes. My son has allergies. Has had them since he was 6. If a fly flew up his nose, he'd sneeze. That's not disrespect. That's biology. He looked at Principal Morales. Are we done here? Principal Morales nodded. Yes, sir. No record. No documentation. Mrs. Veris tried one more time. But the pattern. Ma'am. My dad's voice was still calm, but something in it made her stop. I'd be very careful about creating patterns where there aren't any, especially when it comes to my kid. She went quiet. My dad stood up, put his hand on my shoulder. Let's go. I grabbed my bag and followed him out. I didn't look back at Mrs. Veris. I didn't need to. We didn't talk about it on the drive home. My dad just looked at me at a red light and said, "You good?" I said, "Yeah." He nodded. That was it. Mrs. Veris never brought up the pledge again. Never brought up her notes. She barely looked at me for the rest of the year. I heard she retired at the end of the semester. Moved to Florida or something. I hope she's happy down there. I hope she found a classroom with no flies.